Good morning everybody and welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 19th of August 2023. Parents cried, babies died, Letby lied and now she's been tried. Manchester Met had evidence to hide to keep Andy inside. Parkinson has died and his genius cannot be denied. The Taliban preside over Afghanistan's slide. Ukraine to have F-16s supplied. Miscarriages of justice are, alas, not unique, but Andy Malkinson's case has us uniquely piqued. We and he have explanations to seek, and the more Andy digs, the stronger the reek. In 2004, found guilty of rape, 17 years banged up with no escape. This week more information had the ante upped, suggesting Manchester Met were inept or corrupt. On the victim the police had found another man's DNA just 3 years after they'd locked Andy away. Information they chose not to disclose, while Andy's DNA was never found on her clothes. And his lawyer requested his case be reviewed, but on cost-benefit grounds the CCRC refused. If a normal bloke can suffer such inequity, who's to say it couldn't happen to you or me? Yes, Andy Malkinson's miscarriage of justice is everyone's injustice, not just his. In an angel's uniform with an angel's look, but a cover doesn't always reveal the book. No matter how it's dressed up or how she dressed up, the nurse Lucy Letby was grotesquely messed up. In the neonatal unit in the Countess of Chester for 12 months from June 2015, evil festered. Evil festered until the police could arrest her, after years of the management being pestered. Whistleblowers blew until they were blue, but the bosses stuck to their preconceived view. Butter wouldn't melt in Lucy's mouth, they thought. It was 2020 before police charges were brought. Her defence said the evidence was circumstantial, but in this case circumstantial still proves substantial. Substantial, but was it actually beyond doubt? For nearly 5 days the jury was out. And then on Friday, they had reached a position after a 10-month trial they could announce their decisions. So in Manchester Crown Court at about lunchtime came news that Letby had committed the crime. In fact, 13 crimes, 7 murders, 6 attempted. With a babe in arms, she seemed to always be tempted. Copious scribble in her notebooks had revealed deep self-hatred that from others she concealed. She even scrawled confessions of her awful acts. Police presented these in court as actual facts. Statistically, there's been no one worse in modern history than this extremely sick nurse. An angel of death in a position of trust who could never satiate her deathly lust. The mystery remains what in her mind had stirred her to want to carry out murder after murder. Sir Michael Parkinson seemed to always get the best out of an eclectic array of iconic guests. Born near Barnsley, son of a miner, a talk show host, the genre definer. With all sorts of legends, he'd sit down and chat like two bosom buddies chewing the fat. Saturday nights in the 70s, after match of the day, the biggest celebs on the planet had their say. Back then, just 3 channels broadcast to the nation. Parkinson was Monday's workplace conversation. His composure and humour kindled levity and explains his career's incredible longevity. From Connolly, Orson Welles and Fred Astaire to discussing the Iraq War with Tony Blair. TV golden moments like Golden Balls Beckham and the moment Rod Hull got Emu to deck him. His favourite guest, he said, was Muhammad Ali. Over 2,000 interviews, his final tally. A love of jazz, a good cricketer in his day. His innings was 88 when on Wednesday he passed away. They're really going after Donald Trump hard, but he always seems to hold the trump card. The more indictments that pile up at his door, the higher goes his popularity score. 13 charges against him on Monday night meant Georgia had presented him with his 4th indictment. He's accused of being part of a vote-rigging plot to increase the 2020 election votes that he got. He was desperately trying to swing the swing state to keep the national result up for debate. From Canada to the Canaries, wildfires last week struck, leaving many people fleeing or simply stuck. 20,000 evacuated from Yellowknife as 1,000 fires threatened homes and life, while on the Spanish island of Tenerife, the worst fires for 40 years caused mayhem and grief. It's 2 years since the chaotic fall of Kabul, and the Taliban have kept on playing hardball. Their promises to reform were a fabrication to help accelerate the West's evacuation. Now Afghanistan is once more a failed nation, racked with hunger, hardship and human rights violations. Ever since the start of Ukraine's counterattack, lack of air cover has been holding them back. This week, good news as the US gave the green light to let F-16 jets help in Ukraine's crucial fight. BA 2.86 ain't a British Airways flight number. It's a number that could soon have us all lumbered, with face masks and lockdowns. Sorry to warn you, but COVID, the sequel, could be just round the corner. Medical scientists are keeping their eyes on and trying to limit new cases arising of a new variant on the horizon.